Well, hello, everybody. It's Eric from TopFlight Trades. It is 6 p.m. on January 2nd, 2015. Believe it or not, it's already here. Thank goodness it's already here. I'm glad the holidays are already past us and Christmas. Glad to get that behind us. Hopefully nobody incurred a bunch of Christmas debt that they have to worry about and have a burden for the rest of the year. Hopefully you were smart with your money and gave the little kids what they really deserved, which was not thousands of dollars. Maybe your kids are wonderful, absolute, beautiful kids with straight A's and they deserve everything. I hope they are. I don't have kids, so you probably figured that out by now. Anyways, hey, this is Eric from TopFlight Trades. Pretty much what I'm doing here tonight. I wanted to do a quick review and kind of the week, what I'm looking at. I had interacted with a few people today, and I think they might be stopping by to join us today, so I hope so. Also, I'm hoping some other people come by and maybe have some questions and we can interact. I'm ready to start the new year. I really am. This last year was fair. You know, I think we all have personal challenges throughout the year, and we all look forward to the new year. I'm looking forward to the new year in the markets. Every day I feel better and better. Just every day I learn more, and I have a lot of you to thank as well, because every day I learn tons. Yeah, I just get excited for every day that I'm alive. Every day I get to trade. Every day I get to do everything. So I thank you. So thank you for watching this video. So pretty much what I'm going to do, I was expecting a couple people here. I don't see them yet. But I guess I'll just go ahead and jump forward here. Pretty much I was just going to kind of review things for the week here and take a look at a couple of things. Now, while my screen is shared, I only have one monitor on this iMac here, so I won't be able to look at the chat. But I think I might be able to somehow figure it out if a chat pops up. So how about we jump on over to the screen share, and I am going to just shoot through some stuff here. All right. Okay, stand by. Let me jump over to screen share. All right. Stand by. We're hitting screen share. All right. Anyways, so here we are. Here's the S&P. Now we've done a few videos in the last week. I'm hitting about 3 or 4 videos a week, it seems like. I don't know, but this really isn't any surprise to us. We talked about this after here December 17th when we finally got this nice bounce off this low here. We came up to this level. We did kind of jump up above it. We did hit news. We hit all-time highs with the S&P, and then we've been curling down. And we look at resistance, support and resistance. It's never really exact. You know, we don't come up to the exact dollar line. We just crept over it. That was good, but you know, we got some resistance there, and we came back down. And then we have economic news, world political news, and other things. We have oil still a challenge. And so we're starting to peel off this a little bit, as you can see here. What do we have here in the gold line? Let me zoom in so you can see it. I'm sorry if you can't. The gold line was the 50-day moving average for the S&P. So hopefully we bounce off that. Looking, that's a pretty good candle there. We close in the upper half of the candle. So hopefully we'll hit some resistance there at the 50, and it'll keep going from there. And we'll start making new highs again. Hopefully we'll make new higher lows. That's what we want to see. And definitely Monday is going to be the next full week here after the holiday break. I was looking forward to after Christmas, and I didn't really consider the New Year's week this week as a holiday week. But again, with what New Year's Day was on what, Thursday? I don't even know what day it is. Thursday. That interrupts everything. And again, everybody's taking the week off. It was a short, low volume week as expected. So I'm looking forward to next Monday when the market's open. It's top of the year. We're going to get a full weekend. Everybody's back to work. That's what I really want to see. And next week's going to be pretty important because I want to see if we're going to get a nice green day here, and we're going to, you know, bounce off this here, hopefully off the 50 and continue into new highs. And by the end of next week, if we're continuing down next week, that's not going to be good. Going to give us pretty much a double top up here on the SPY here on 208 area. That would not be good. So let's look at the NASDAQ here real quick. NASDAQ, same kind of picture. As you can see, we've broken through my moving average that I use here. This one up here, it's kind of faint. That is my 5-day EMA. Now, I really don't use it. Pay no attention to it. It's just for me. It's too tight, but I do keep an eye on it. The green line is my 13-day EMA. And then underneath that, I have the 50-day moving average, not EMA, 100-day, and then the 200-day. So I use the EMAs for a little quicker action. But I primarily like to look at the 50-day and the 100-day for definitely long-term holds, long-term plays. So anyways, here's a NASDAQ, same kind of pattern. It went up to that area here, just above the prior high, and we're peeling off it a little bit now. So now the Dow, yeah, pretty much the same. We ended up getting a little bit of green today. So that's where we're looking at. And of course, it's important to know that, most stocks, you're going to hear it differently, I'm sure, but 70, 80, 85% of the stocks will follow the general market direction. So no matter, unless you're playing these outliers here who have great news and they're pennies, or they're, one of the ones like who we had today, BCLI, that was at 57%. Clearly, they didn't follow the market. But if you're more conservative and you're playing most of these stocks, and you're diverse and the markets are down, you're going to be down. So you really have to look at the big picture when you're trading each day. If the markets are boldly red, it's probably the odds are against you, unless you're going to find a winner like BCLI and get in early and just kill it. Some people do a lot, but some people, they lose a lot as well. So we won't get into that. But anyways, we definitely want to see the markets kind of turn around a bit. So what are we looking at here? Well, what I was going to do, I was going to go through some stocks I'm watching here. I kind of have a list I scribbled down here. We'll just kind of shoot through them here real quick. And VDSI, this is one that I'm keeping an eye on. Where's my chart messed up here? That's a little bit better. VDSI, I've brought this one up here a few times in the last few weeks. I did get in on this run back here, back in late October, November. I think I got 8% out of it. I'm not finding it. Yeah, 9%. I think that was that run there. Anyways, VDSI, I like this company here. We'll see how they do. But obviously we've come back down. We just hit resistance down here on the 50-day, which was just underneath that support line, came back off it. And now we're heading back down. So we're going to see if we're going to come back to this 50-day support line. If next week is green, the markets are green overall, I'm thinking, hopefully, that this will bounce off that 50-day and probably get a wick down to the 50-day, but then continue. So we'll see. Again, if the markets are red next week, well, we're probably going to pierce this and just probably even close down beneath it and probably come back down to this level here, or even the low here, this area of 24.68. So that would not be good, but I'm keeping an eye on this one. I think this company's got a lot of hope here. And then kind of standing back, let's jump to the weekly here. See, weekly, we're just kind of flagging here. Quite a bit of range, but we're flagging. Let me zoom out a little bit and you can see a little bit better. So nothing too big to worry about, but if you play this like I did, I played this area here and yeah, I got 9%. So you can probably get the same out of that. So anyways, so we'll keep an eye on this. We got this line here. Where is it? Let me draw it real quick. Sorry. I got to draw them. All right, let me raise that up. All right, you get the idea. Okay. Anyways, that's VDSI. I'm keeping an eye on that one. We'll see if that makes the list here soon. Oops. All right, AA, Alcoa. Now, I mentioned this because I'm in this one. Okay, I got in back here when we came and hit the support line. I got in on the upper side of this green candle here, just under 15. Where is it? Just at 15. Anyways, I remember we talked about this the other day. I did not get at the bottom, but anyways, I got at 15, let's say. Anyways, here we are. We've been trading sideways. This will not pierce 16. I've been watching this through the day. You can see all these wicks come up and hit 16 or just clear it. Tons of resistance at 16. I'm watching the level twos, the intraday level twos, of course, and when this gets near 16, just loads of orders stack up against it and just block it. So that's the way it goes. So this is going to trade sideways for a bit. I don't think it's going to give up. There's always a lot of support here. I mean, look how many days we're going here. Let me see if we can correct this line here. And And we're still knocking on the door. So here it's going to pop one of these days. I think we're going to hit 17 real quick. Now I'm not saying like within a day. I haven't traded AA Alcoa a lot. I mean, some people are calling for like 18, in 6 months. I mean, looking at the range here, I think it should move. But anyways, I think we're going to pop out of this and at least clear above these moving averages, at least give us 16 and a half to close to 17. So that's what I'm waiting on. It's a good company. I got in low, and looking at the trend line here, this is really kind of the start. Hopefully it doesn't end up that far, but you see a big ascending triangle. You got the hitting the resistance several times here. I don't know if it's going to come up, hit it, come up, bounce off it, hit it, hit it, hit it. It's going to be 6 months later before we break out above 1740. Could be. But anyways, I got in down here at this low here, so I like that. Excuse me. Okay, another one, NRX. NRX. Oh, yes. Okay. Reason I'm bringing this one up, and I made a comment on this one today, and I don't bring it up to be a jerk or anything like that. This one, I watched this intraday today. Let me back up here. Where are we? It was up here. No, it was that day right here. Where was it? Oh, anyway, I saw this. I made a comment on Stock Twits. It looked like it was going to jump through and try to fill this gap down here. Where'd my mouse go? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me back up to the 1 day here. We were up here. We were up. This candle was up high earlier on today, I'm pretty sure. And, I looked at it and I saw the comment of this gap and I was like, oh, it looked weak. And I was like, oh, it's going to pierce it and, hopefully not fill this gap. And I really don't hope it does, because I know a lot of people are probably in that who play these gaps. It's too big of a gap for me. But I just checked this about 15 minutes ago. I just happened to go through my list here and look at this today. This candle was not here this morning when I looked at it. And it's horrible. That sucks. So, and you can see I highlighted the gap here at that point when this closed out. I forget how much I determined that was, 60%. I don't know, but crazy number. Anyways, that's NRX. If anybody played it, hopefully you had some stops and you had the trading plan and some discipline and you got out early. I mean, because hey, stocks go down. That's given. But having a plan in place and knowing when to set your limits and get out is what's key. I mean, you can take 6% losses. You can take a lot of those before you go broke. But you start riding these things down like this, you'll blow up your account in no time. So anyways, next one we're looking at here. Let me shoot over real quick here. Sorry if the screen goes funky. I want to see if we have anybody here yet. One viewer. Awesome. Okay. I don't see any chat yet, so I think maybe it'll signal to me if anybody chats. Hey, does anybody have any cameras? I was thinking that maybe a couple people would show up and with their webcams and would join in on the conversation here. You're more than welcome to. Don't be shy. Otherwise, you have to hear me just ramble on and on and on. So that's no fun either. So, okay, let me shoot through some of these. Love Southwest Airlines. I keep an eye on this one. I'm sure I've mentioned this in recent days, weeks. Probably been talking about it for months. Anyways, here's obviously this move here. We went up and tested this area about 42. What do we got? 42, 30, 42, 20, whatever. 42. It's gone up, played that, didn't break through. See, if you look at this, it kind of forms this, again, that ascending triangle pattern. Kind of keeps knocking. It's still holding support here, climbing. Usually they pierce it and continue on. This time it failed and came back down to this line. See, now this support here, look at this one. Let me zoom in. I'm sorry if you can't see that. You can see where my mouse is right here. Let me draw it. I understand we have smaller screens. There we go. Okay, so what I'm saying here is you got this here. You go up to hit this resistance here at 42, and it's kind of hard to see. Ascending triangles jump out at me like crazy. They're like one of my favorite patterns. They're not the most successful pattern, but I like seeing them. But anyways, you see when it's trying to come up and pierce and break through resistance several times while maintaining the lower trend line. And pretty soon it's just like a wedge. It's going to go up and it's going to pop through. Sometimes it fails. This was a fail. So if I would have bought in here, it would have failed on me and I would have stopped out probably just underneath this line. and lost 4%. And it did. But what it did do is it came back down and rested on the support line. We'll look over here, follow it left. And where is that area? Here's that support here that we already had previously. So when you look at these charts, go back and look left and see what kind of support and resistance, what kind of shelves are there, what kind of areas were there. And you can draw them in there. And sometimes you're going to have a lot of lines all over your chart, but believe me, they work. It's a good way to gauge kind of where you can place your stops and that kind of thing. Anyways, it came down and touched on that support area, which was previously resistance, and then bounced off it. So now, obviously, we had some a good 2 weeks here of green, and moving forward, now we're just above it. But then we get this doji here, this doji candle. And don't get technical with me and tell me it's not a doji because there's some green. Dojis, I think, technically are supposed to be a 0% gain. You know, it opens up and whatever, it's close enough. Anyways, so we have this doji here. Now, a doji is essentially a reversal signal as far as you study candles. So a lot of people are going to look at this and say, oh, it's hit its top. I don't necessarily believe that, but we'll see. I mean, it's right at resistance, right above resistance. It doesn't always come up to the line. What do we see at this? What do we see here at SPY? Came up. Here's that resistance line we hit. Oh, we cleared it, then came down. See, it doesn't always follow that. So, all right. So here we are. We are above that line. So again, hey, if Monday's strong, this is a strong company too. Okay. Let me back up one more time here. SPY. Look at the last 3 days of SPY. Look at the last 3 days of everything. Well, not everything, but pretty close. This is still charging up. So we have a green day, Monday. Things are going to be good. This is going to definitely clear it. If we're red Monday, this might even hold tight a little bit, stay above this moving average here as to the green, the 13-day EMA. It might even hold that. So this is a good company here. So it's one to watch, but we are into new ground right now. So next one, neon. Okay, so this had come up a couple of times. Let me zoom out a bit and you can see here. This is, again, the daily chart. This is one I normally don't play. I play primarily winning stocks. I mean, stocks that are making money, that are trending upward, that are making money, that are growing with their sales and earnings. They're usually, all the moving averages are heading upward. Those are the ones I usually play. But this is pointed out to me because there's some awesome good plays for those who come out and base at a new low. Like this one, you can see I don't know this stock too well. I remember this from a couple of years ago, I think. But all right, you can see even here has been trading sideways for a while in the $6 range. Finally broke through for whatever reason. Here we are back down. We got to a low of 172. So we got down here into the $1 range. You can see we've been kind of going and starting to creep up a bit and starting making new highs. Okay, I'll zoom in a bit. So when you get some of these plays just, you can just make a ton of money. They're really risky, because again, the stock's heading downward for a reason. It's not making money. If you pull up the financials, you'd probably be really disappointed, but this is just strictly a technical play. And if you play these, you have to have a type stop. You have to keep an eye on what's going on, or you're going to lose your butt. But neon looks pretty good here. I don't see too many huge candles well, there's one back here that'll just kill you. But all right, anyways, we're making new highs here. So we've kind of based out here. And if you stand back, let's look at the weekly. Okay, so now we're starting to get this nice rounded bottom, as you can see here. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. So a lot of people would play this. Now, again, this is a weekly chart. See, we came back up here, and they'd want to see us clear new highs in this area, right about in here. Okay, again, this is a weekly, and they'll see we make that newer high here. So that's going to give us, of course, we already have a higher low. We already have this trend line here. Even though it's been going down, now this is the weekly. Things are turning around. Look at that. Okay, so now we have a higher low, and then now we're making new highs. So let's jump ahead back to the daily. Okay. Let me zoom out here. Okay, so So you can see here, obviously my line's not perfect, but we got higher lows. Forget this candle, whatever the heck was going on there. But, we're obviously trending upward here. We got the moving averages are heading upward, and so on. And we're making new highs. So when this cleared this area here, a lot of people played that. Well, actually, not too many people played it looking at the volume. But when we finally got here, I don't know what the news was here. I don't follow this stock too closely, but we got a nice shot up here. Opened at 254, closed at 308. Okay. Awesome. So now we're running. Now we're above the 200-day moving average. We'll see where this goes. And look at the new highs here. So this takes us back. We've even cleared highs going all the way back. Where are we? What's that, July? July. So where's the next stop? If you ask me, I would say it's all the way back here to June, high of 395. If you want to look left and start looking at the support and resistance areas, possibly 395. So yeah, pretty sweet. Anyways, that did come up. Oh, I know what had come up. Besides this being an awesome play here, I guess, which I'm not endorsing this play. It's an awfully risky one. But somebody had pointed out after I had posted this last week. Here, I'm trying to find what I'm looking for. This is the weekly. What they had pointed out, and I didn't see it till now, is we have this nice cup and handle pattern. Okay. If you're not familiar with the cup and handle pattern, it's out there. Cup and handle. If you look up William O'Neill stocks from Investors Business Daily, he covers it really well, as well as many others who, as far as technical analysis, cup and handle. So here's your cup bottom, and it pretty much comes up, and then this little kick out here, that's the handle of a teacup. And then usually when we get to that point and you make the new high off the edge of the cup, and the handle, that's where you get the explosiveness, and that's what we have here. And this is the weekly. So let's stand back here, look back, and we'll kind of see it. And again, it's not a perfectly rounded bottom, but you can see on the weekly it did hold it pretty good. So here's kind of our line. If you can see the mouse here, you can kind of see the line. We kind of come down and then we come up. So yeah, you don't see the cup and handle very well in the daily, but anyways, we're getting the movement out of it. So that's the important thing. So, all right. So that's neon. Let me jump back here and see if anybody's at chat. I'm sorry if I'm neglecting you. I only have one screen here. 0 viewers. Okay. It's just me. So I've lost everybody. So I can just continue along, right? All right. Oh, one viewer again. All right. They're back. Hey, okay. So, let me write something in the text box here. See if anybody's here, because I know I've talked to at least 3 or 4 people who said they were going to swing by this, and they left again. Okay, well, that is fine with me. So, okay, so here we are. So this is next one I'm going to look at here is LOCO. Now this one, this is just painful. LOCO, you can see IPO'd back here July 25th. Just took off. Opened up at what? 1886, whatever. Boom. 2 days later at 34. So it nearly doubled. Pulled back. Got an all-time high there, 41. I can't see that. 41 something. Anyways, pulled back. Did not quite reach the new high. Anyways, this is just ugly. So November 7th, look at that candle. And I forget the name of that candle type. Look at the head and the wick. I mean, what a battle that day, right? I mean, imagine that tug of war. That thing went up, went down, and they landed in the middle. I mean, just a real battle between the bears and the bulls on that day. And I know that's not a good sign because it doesn't go very well either way. Well, obviously that was a nice trigger. Not a trigger, but that was a nice indicator that perhaps it wasn't going to go up. It was going to go down, and it did go down from that point on. I actually was in this. I think I got in here at this low. And I think I stopped out at like 32. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I bumped the mic. I stopped out here on this. It failed for me. So that I took a loss on that one. 7% loss. So anyways, it was in here somewhere. I took a 7% loss on that one. That one stunk. I really thought we are going to continue sideways here and or move up. But that's what stops are for. And I'm really glad I got out at whatever I said, 7%, 32. I don't know what it was, because look at it now. $20. That's insane. That's crazy. It's, you know, oh, I was just looking at my spreadsheets and that. Yeah, it's down 30+% from where I was. Just incredible. And that's why it's so important to have stops, because if you would have put $5,000 down on this, you wouldn't have anything left. Well, you'd have a little bit left, but not very much. And I truly feel sorry for those who held this, but at the same time, it's got to use stops. I mean, geez, you just have to. When there's a lot of people out there that play these stocks with a lot more capital than me, and they're just so much more, well, not much more reckless. I won't call myself reckless anymore, but just so reckless with their money. And it's crazy. It's like lighting money on fire. Anyways, that's LOCO. This was a highly rated stock. I don't know what's going on with it now, but again, that's what stops are for. Get out. I don't even know if it's much of a buying opportunity down here. Looking at the resistance here and support, what do we got? I'm looking at the candle body. That's marked at, I'm sorry, it's hard to see, $19. Okay, that's where I IPO'd. We're going to come down and hit $19. I bet you. A wick will at least touch $19. And then we have earnings coming up here on February 5th. That's probably, I imagine, not going to be very good considering this slide. I don't know, but oh, what a painful mess. So, okay, that's LOCO. Next one, AGN. Why did I grab this? This was on my list today. I'm trying to remember what the source was. Anyway, so here again, we have this kind of ascending triangle pattern. So you can see we're definitely trending upward. Our support here is ascending underneath it. And we've hit resistance here at 215, 214.98. I don't know. We'll just call it 215. So we're hitting resistance at 215. This is allergen. What do we have here? Okay, 215. Average volume 3 million. So there's plenty of volume. All right. Yeah, these guys should be making money. All right, so good. Okay, so anyway, so we'll see what happens next week. Again, Monday, if we're green and the market's strong, everybody's back to work, the markets are open and everybody's flourishing and markets are great, this is just going to boom. This is going to bust right out of here. If we're red Monday because of Greece or oil or North Korea or I don't know, whoever else, we could be heading down. We're pretty much running out of room here on this. So we'll see what happens. So AGN, that's just on my watch list as well. And that's currently at what? 212.75. Next one I'm watching, ACT. Okay. I drew on this one here a few days ago in a video. Let me see if I can back up a little bit. Why is that so funky? Must have been the weekly. Okay, maybe so. Nope. All right. Well, either way, I drew on this. I don't know why it's so high, but it's a little bit more like it. Okay. Anyways, what I'm doing is highlighting this kind of little flag here we have here. So obviously I threw an arrow in here. It was based off this bottom here. We come down, touch this bottom support area here, as well as this long-term support here, the blue line, and our 50-day moving average. So there's a lot of support right in that area there. See, that's probability is high it's going to bounce. That's why I liked it. And I don't mean to say too cocky. I'm not always right with it, but anyways, you got a lot of support. So from the flag channel, the upward long-term trend channel, and the moving day, that's a good spot. A lot of strength there, and it did work. So that's awesome. So now we bounced off it. I got my little arrow there pointing otherwise, green. Now what we want to see, of course, is to have it break above. Now my channel line is through there. It's not exact, but we wanted to get new highs there and break out of this channel. And the first thing I'd like to see, of course, when we draw the line, is this new high off this guy right here. Again, I play the body of the candles. I don't play the wicks. Wicks are important, but I like to focus on the bodies, open and close. So what I'm going to want to see is this to go up and clear about where that arrow is and close above that line at 265. And you can see there's more resistance above, but it's a start. So that's ACT, another good, strong company. What else we have? CMG, which is Chipotle Mexican Grill. Okay, so this has been on the list quite a few times as well. We talked about it back here in September 17th when it hit this low. A lot of stocks did because the market did. Remember I told you that most stocks follow the general market direction and everything. Well, this is no different. Here's October. This is a little late because the S&P and the markets hit their big dip on October 15th is when they bounced. This is a little bit later. Let's check that out. Okay. October 15th, 16th. So interesting. It's a little bit later. It was holding up just fine. Then it just gave out. I don't know the news. Nice big red volume candle there. Volume candle. A lot of selling volume on that day as well. Obviously, it gapped down, came down, and then hit this, which started this trend line here that I drew in blue. Came down to 607 from, you could say 640 or so. So anyways, that's that. So what we're looking at here, you can see I drew this line here. This is what I had recognized as resistance line. And you can also go through and look at this line here. Again, don't call me out on my drawings, but all right, there we go. So you can see pretty much getting that top resistance line there, kind of created this big wedge. If I back out, you can kind of see it a bit here. Some people call it a symmetrical triangle. Okay, well, we finally broke out of that in the new ground, and here we go, and we're off. And so what we want to see is have it come up and clear above this line that I drew here, approximately. Where does that 685 or so? So we pierced it a little bit, but now we pull back again. So let's see if we can hold this. We have the 13-day moving average there, and then we have the 50, and then the where's the 100-day? 100 days underneath that. So anyways, CMG looking for that to make new highs. We'll see how we do next week again. All right, so now I'm going to jump to our recent premium picks. And what we're looking at here is GILD, Gilead Sciences. I am in this one. The premium picks was to play this bounce off this area here. Bounce off 89 approximately. I did not get in myself personally. I did not get in until when I said I was, which was, well, you can see the green and the red. I wanted it to, we were at this day here, this candle here on the 26th, and I wanted to see it essentially prove itself. I want to see it clear above that and get above moving averages. Do something here because I don't want this to cross above 200 day and then fall down again. So it obviously it gapped up there, then pulled back a little bit. I got in on this day on the gap up. It wasn't too big of a gap up. I normally don't like gap ups too much. A lot of risk there, especially like that one we saw earlier, a little too much, but NRX. But this obviously is not as much. And we got a little action out of it. And then, of course, it pulled back a bit. And so we still got a lot of room to go here. We're back down to where I wanted to see it clear to buy. So and my stop is down at 6%. So you can see where that is. That's underneath this candle body down here. So I got a lot of room here. We should be fine. I'm going to let this thing run. I'm not going to get Gilead is an awesome company. If this truly just starts failing and just doesn't go anywhere, I'll probably just bail on it. Okay. Especially if we come down and we get underneath the 200 day, I'm out. I'm not going to wait for 6% because I just won't like the overall play. But right now where this is, I'm going to let it play. I don't care if it bounces around here for a couple more days. I mean, I want to see some action, but I'm not going to be too impatient. And watching people online, you know, on Stock Twits, I made a comment today, not that anybody reads it, but if I didn't see the price today, I'd think that Gilead went down 20%, you know. The comments that people have, it was, oh, we were up. when I made the comment, we were up 1%, and there were so many people whining and fearful, it seemed like. Then you had the bears there. It's going down to 80, and it's like, oh my gosh, we're green, folks. Who cares? Markets were not in good shape today, but Gilead held strong today. I mean, we have a red candle there, but we were up. So, I'll take it, and so I like where we're at here, because now we do have, we'll see if it holds. We do have a low right here. And I'd like to see us Monday strong. We'll go. My target is to hit up here in this area about 103, clear 100. Get clear 100 and then get up to about that line. If we hold this upper resistance line, now that's the one I have here, from that point to this point, I think it's going to clear it, but we'll see. We have earnings coming up here February 3rd. So I will probably Monday get in some more. If we make new highs, let me zoom in again so you can see. I'm sorry. Right here, we cleared this candle at 97.57. If we close above that, I will probably get more. I'll probably purchase some more. I'm kind of phasing myself in on this. And I'll probably do it again a couple of times till we get up to this area. Then I'll probably peel some out a bit. And then, so I'm not too exposed, and see where it goes. So that's my plan with Gilead. Excuse me. Next one on the list is MELI. Okay, this made the list back on, I believe, back on this day of the 23rd, 24th, when it hit that low here on the support. Obviously, we went up a little bit, hit resistance there off the 13-day. Let me zoom in. It's getting all flat. It's hard to see. Okay. So, anyways, so made the list here. I wanted to see it come up and clear this area. I wanted to see it clear 130. Where's my line? Did I move it? I think I just stated that in my post. No, that's 130, the blue line. Okay, sorry. I wanted to see it close above 130. Again, I want to see it prove itself, because right now, if I would have bought here, I would have went up 1%, and now we've been pulled back. Now we're already closed underneath this line here, right there at that doji. Okay, so here's one of those doji candles right here, where just a little plus sign. We've come down, we've closed underneath it. So that's not a very good sign, but I'm cutting it some slack. I'm not in it, but I'm giving it a little room, because today's a holiday week, low volume, nothing's going on. Monday's going to matter. So if I were in this and I had not hit my stop yet, I would wait till Monday and see what's going on Monday. And if Monday was red, I'd probably bail on this. Not let it wait for it to come down 6%. Okay, so then my other issue with this one is, and I do like this company, and I like this stock. I do think it's going to bounce. It'll probably come down to here, and then next week take off again. Just went down a leg a little bit. But the yellow box here, okay, this is the one concern. Now, what other concerns are is filling the gap. And I'm sure you've heard that term before. I could actually move this box up. Why don't we do that? Filling the gap. It's not a theory that I've always bought in on, but it actually is true. It doesn't always work, but surprising how often it does work. I won't say work, but behave as expected. So when you get a stock that gaps up or down, and it finds that new high or low, it'll kind of find itself, base a little bit, and then it'll work its way back up. Okay. And I'm trying to think, which one are we looking at here? What's the one on my list here? That did that. ALXN? No. It's one recent one here anyways. And it's now filling that. It gapped down largely, and it's starting to fill that gap. So that's what this yellow box is. That's the gap. Okay. Now, I don't study the gaps too much. I have a few different opinions on it, really, but let's see what this does. I definitely need to recognize it. So if going back to this day, you can see we hit the bottom of that wick here. We came down, touched that level, which met the support there in the bottom of that wick, and then it looked like we were clearing it. Okay, where do we go? Right to the top here of this. Let me zoom in, sorry. Approximately to this area, which is the support. I mean, the resistance. We bodies of the candles didn't open or close above it. We got wicks piercing through it, but you know what? So we came up to that area and now we're back down. Okay, well, this time we broke through that level here. And that's what's drawn here. Well, it's not drawn. The top of the yellow box, we obviously broke through it here. So now we're playing around in here. What is this line here for? I use these same charts in these drawings as I do these each week. Anyways, so what I'm concerned about is it failing and breaking down and just boom, coming all the way down to, sorry, let me zoom in, 118.90. That's that high of that wick, this way over here. That guy. Okay. Doesn't mean it's going to come down and close, but from above, there will be a candle wick that'll come down and meet that area. It's incredible how often it happens, really. Again, I think that MELI's a strong company, a strong stock. I don't think it will, but here, let me look at today. Here's my line that I drew. Let me back this out, this yellow here, so you can see a little bit. We closed underneath that line. So, I mean, what's next? Look left here, right? It's nothing. It's open air. There's nothing there. Where's our next bit of support? And again, I don't even like playing the wicks of the candles. I'm gonna play the body. So if you ask me, I say that you're looking at 117.50. But when it fills a gap, usually comes down and meets the wicks. But so we'll see. I am actually still hopeful on this, that it's just going to come down here and then Monday we're going to be green. It's going to go. So I don't think it's going to do it, but we'll see. Next one that made the list was Jazz. Made the list the same day, I believe. And again, here's the plan that I had thrown together for this. Made it come down. You can see here, you got the moving averages and you got the trend line that I drew down here. So there's a lot of support there. Let me zoom in again so you can see. Okay, so you see my blue line there. What do we got here? We got the, what's that, 13-day? That's the 13-day. What is that? Oh, it's the 100-day moving average. I'm sorry. The purple is the 200-day. Gold is the 50. So this was the 100-day is what we were watching. And it came down, see it closed beneath it, kind of pierced it, came back up, bouncing around it a bit. But from a further back, you can see it's approximately the area where we're at. And that allowed me to draw my candle here on this, draw my line here off this low in the previous one. So we're holding this line right now. Again, this is one of the stocks, and this made the list. That when it makes my list, it doesn't mean it's an automatic entry play right now. It pretty much means in the long run, in the long term, we're in a very favorable spot to enter, but you have to rely on your system, your technical analysis, whatever it may be when you enter. Okay, because I'm going to pick something different, and so I could tell you one thing, and you're not going to do what I suggest anyway. So I'm just saying, get ready to enter it when you're ready. I think it's going to go. My numbers show it, but it's all your play. For me, what I want to see is, again, for it to make a new high, to show itself, to prove itself. My green line here is actually off a little bit. I would actually like to see this come up to there. So anyways, I wanted to see, where's that land? 170. That's right. 170 was my number. I want to see this close above 170 before I get in. Okay. I wanted to clear this mess and make a new high. And then where do we go? Well, there's really no resistance there up until 180. So that's what I like. And then of course you're looking at the channel here, the upward channel. Not only will it hopefully not stop at 180, but hopefully by that point, after we move ahead a couple of weeks, let me zoom out. We're going to be out in this area. 189, hopefully. We got to head that way. So 189, 190. So we'll see. So I like where we're at with Jazz. I'm not in it yet. Again, I'm going to wait for it to prove itself a little bit. Okay, let me jump back to the screen, see if we have anybody hanging out with us here today. We do. We have one person. I do not know who that person is, They're really shy. I was hoping they'd bring a camera with them and a microphone and we can talk, and so I don't have to run my mouth. So they're not going to say anything. That's all right. All right. Well, hey, whoever's here, if you have a question, go ahead and ask it if you'd like, or say hello. I won't call you out. So, okay, I guess I'll move on. So, you got a few things here left to do. Okay, so GILD, MELI, MELI, and Jazz were my 3 recent picks. I got 3 more that I am 3 more. Excuse me, I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. 3 more. It's going to probably make my list here pretty quick. I'm waiting for a couple of confirmations. I've talked about this one the last few days. Pharmacyclics, PCYC. I talked about this last week, I think. So it's probably back in this area. It's probably on this day here. Let me zoom in a little quicker here. I think it was back on this day, this candle up one from after the bottom here. I probably said I wanted to see it at least clear above the 100-day moving average. This line here. Well, it's made my super list of performers right now. So it's given me the go ahead to focus on it, I guess you could say. Again, I'm still waiting for that. So it's official. I will probably play this now. But I am going to wait for it. I want it to clear. No, I'll add this to the website and do a chart and all that. This is just so preliminary. I usually do this over the weekend for Friday night results. But anyways, I'm going to want to see it clear 125, 126 area here. If we can get above this here too, it's at the 13-day, even better. So again, Monday is going to make or break this, I think. Monday's green and markets are strong and everybody's ready to get back in positions again for the year. Because, a lot of people are selling at the end of the year, taking their profits, taking their losses. Fund managers are, clearing up their accounts and getting the results for the end of the year. Top of the year now, people are back in the market. They're starting over for the year at 0 and they got a lot of cash and they're ready to move forward. So I think Monday is going to be our day. So if you're a bull in the market. With that in mind, this hopefully has a really good day tomorrow and has some good performance. So anyways, that's going to make my list. I'll put that out here in a bit. Next one is not VIP, but VIPS. Here we go. And look at today. Okay. One thing that's really unique with my premium picks and the system I have, and I've noted this more and more, when my system draws these picks, okay, and then they meet my criteria. What happens is if they're not at a new low, it always seems it just takes one more leg down. Okay. This, I believe, initially made my list. I didn't put it on my list yet because I was thinking we're going to come down one more leg to this area here. Well, we obviously reached it. If it actually bounces off it and goes, even better. But this is back on my list again. So that tells me that was a good move. So because we would be down 5% or so perhaps. But anyways, we're bouncing off the 200-day moving average right now. And today we were up 4.9%. So we had a nice bounce off that today. Pretty good green volume down here, if you can see that. Here's the trend line that I had drawn at that point. You can see we've broken through it a couple of times. Now we close back up above it. We're back up above our 13-day moving average. We got the 50-day here. No, I'm sorry, 100-day, then 50-day, and of course the 200-day. So I like where we're at with this. I guess you could say we even have a little mini double bottom there. But we have a new low, new higher low. I can even probably get away with this. Nobody will mind, will they? All right. So that's that. That's fun drawing on charts. You can just draw all day, lines everywhere. See, that's what somebody else would draw too, probably something like that. You can see we finally broke out of that area. So, all right. So VIPs, that's going to make the list. And then the next one is, and again, I haven't studied these too closely. These just made my list just before the video here, and I haven't had a chance to do anything with them yet. ALXN, this is another one. I've talked about this one recently. Again, you can see in the trend line that I'd drawn there. It's my resistance that I'd drawn from this area back in here, as well as this top here. So here's what we're looking at from my very quick assessment on the fly. This stock, again, if I were to enter this right now, I'd want to see it clear above this line. That's at 189. Let's call it 190. That gets us above that 13-day EMA, and hopefully gets us even close to the 50-day moving average here. But we definitely want to see it get new highs and then have it head up back up to 200. So, I mean, that's only going to be a 5% run, perhaps, if we get resistance back at 200 again. Going from 190 to 200. I believe that's 5%. But, hey, 5% is 5%. Depends how much capital you have. You could probably do pretty well with that. And another thing, once it gets up to 200, if it gets up to 200, you can set your stops really tight. And if it doesn't break through, then whatever, you got 4% out of it. Otherwise, it took off. And the other thing, again, looking back at the ascending triangle, you can see you pretty much have it written here. Pretty much have it drawn here. Now, again, this line is crude. It's not exact. It's just touching on the bottoms of the wicks. Just a natural line that I see. We broke through it here and there. To me, it doesn't necessarily disturb it. Okay. If you jump to the weekly, those would be just wicks. Yeah. Okay. So you can see it. Okay. Anyway, so here we go. And then you have this upper line. So this might come up, hit it, bounce off it, and then go. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit here. You can see that. So we might come up here, hit 200, bounce off it, come back down to 189, and then go. So anyways, we're at a nice little low there. I'm going to wait for 190 before getting in it. I think that is it. Oh, I know what's going on. Everybody, it's Friday night. Everybody's done with the week. Everybody's out having fun with their family and friends. And then you have me, who's still sitting here at his computer having fun. Okay. Still have one viewer. All right. Awesome. Well, I was hoping now that we'd have some friends and guests here who'd like to talk stocks, do whatever. I'm going to jump out of screen share, and now you're going to be stuck with me again, I think. There we go. All right. Oh. Boy, I've been talking for almost 50 minutes. Incredible. Okay. I guess I'm going to wrap it up. So, well, yeah. So I'll be doing this more and more again. If you've tuned into this later, after the fact, I'll post the video. I'll share the video. It'll be recorded and put on YouTube as well as on the site, and I'll share it. If you were here to catch it live, thank you for being here. And when we do these in the future, I definitely welcome participation. This isn't just about me. It's about you and all of us. And I definitely welcome other people to bring their cameras on and talk stocks. I love talking about it. I wish I could talk to more people about it. So I'm trying. So, well, I wish you a wonderful weekend. Get away from the computer. Get out with your family, friends. Go have fun tonight. Take your mind off the markets. Relax. Chill out. Take a break. Have fun. Be ready for work. Be ready for the markets on Monday. Yeah, that's that. I wish you a wonderful new year, and we're going to have an awesome year this year, I think. We'll see how the markets do. I'm not that optimistic on the markets necessarily, but I'm very optimistic about things, my personal life, your personal life, with life in general. I'm a very optimistic person. And so another year is another opportunity to clean the slate, start new, fresh, and just kick butt. And so I wish you well. Thank you for being part of it. And we'll talk to you later. So have a wonderful weekend. Thanks.